And we begin by saying that the United States Armed Forces do not want nuclear war with Ukraine, with Russia. The elite in the United States, those who control power in the United States, they don't war. They don't want nuclear war with Russia. The same also applies to Europe, that part of Europe which is known as the West. Neither the political leaders nor the military, the armed forces, want nuclear war with Russia. Because they know that nuclear war with Russia will be the destruction of both parties, both sides. It's a war which cannot be won by either side. They are convinced of that. And so why would they want a war in which they know they will be destroyed? But they want Russia to be defeated. And so what they're doing is they're pursuing an effort to seek the defeat of Russia without provoking nuclear war. But they've forgotten one thing. Yes, Russia does not want nuclear war. And the West, NATO, does not want nuclear war. But there is someone who does want nuclear war. And that is the state of Israel. And it's not at all difficult for the Israeli Mossad to provoke nuclear war. It's not at all difficult. They are experts, they have PhDs in false flag acts of terrorism. 9/11 takes, of course, pride of place. But so many chemical attacks, and they blame it. They do it and they blame it on others and so on. So what we have is a situation is all that the Mossad has to do is to launch an attack on either side, either the West or Russia. Launch an attack which is a nuclear attack, for example. And before either side could find out who launched the attack, the war would already have been started. Because once there is a provocation and the first missile is launched, the rest will all be launched within seconds, even minutes. So where will you get the time to investigate who is responsible for this attack? So the Mossad is the easiest thing of all for the Mossad is to launch a false flag attack on either side in order to provoke nuclear war. I don't know when the nuclear war will take place, but the answer is definitely there seems to be little doubt at all left that this war in Ukraine is going to lead to nuclear war. The Russian government is constantly warning. The more arms you send to Ukraine, the longer the war will last. It makes sense. It is sensible. Instead of sending more and more weapons to Ukraine, you should try to force the two parties to come to the negotiating table, to sit down to negotiate. Russia is prepared to do that. But Ukraine does not want to talk anymore. No. At the heart of this war was a response to oppression. Oppression of the Russian-speaking people living in one part of Ukraine. That is at the heart of the war. But at the heart of this war is also a lust on the part of the Western world to get Ukraine to become a part of NATO and therefore pose a threat to Russia that is unacceptable. The United States also said it is unacceptable for us to have nuclear missiles launched, placed in Cuba. That's what the United States says. We will not allow it. You cannot put your missiles in Cuba. And then the United States placed all its ships to make a quarantine around Cuba in 1962 to prevent any Soviet ships bringing missiles into Cuba, because the United States said this is an unacceptable threat to our security. So why can't Russia also have a security concern? Only you are the ones who can have a security council and others cannot? Are you the rulers of the world? The rest of mankind are only natives? Huh? This is not acceptable to the rest of mankind. And mankind is waking up today. This is miserable double standards. And so at the heart of the war in Ukraine was, first of all, oppression of a people in Ukraine. They have the right of self-determination. They have the right to live in freedom.